Hello friends, and welcome to TurtleQueenGaming, and back to Cinders. I just got back from VisionCon, and I realized that the last episode of Cinders I had uploaded but did not push the publish button. So that's a thing. Anywho, I did a little bit of research into the whole Cinders game. It's actually really interesting. There's four types of endings. But each ending has a totally different, four. Has a bunch of variants depending on which characters, like you or don't like you. Whether you choose to believe in fairies, whether you support Madame Gidi, that sort of thing. It's a point system. And where you end with the characters on a positive or negative note is how the ending will be varied. So I thought that was really interesting, but that also means that there's no set boom choice. I mean, technically there is, but nobody's made a list. They're just like, here's some options, and good luck, have fun. So I'm only going to do one other ending. Everybody, you all can buy this game and have fun exploring all of the other options for yourself. It's really interesting, and I like the story and the time, or you can spend a lot of time on it, so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to I'm going to not take back my house from Carmosa, but I am going to, I'm going to take it back, but with Carmosa's support. Be like, Carmosa, you can trust me, I can take over the household, and then you don't have to stress so bad. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to be on good terms with my sisters, and we're going to seduce Peralt. And that's going to be where we're at. Probably should do Tobias as far as this ending goes, but I like Peralt better. Tobias is cool and all, but meh. Alright. There's gonna be a lot of skipping involved, I'm sure. Let's see, where's the options? Oh wait, I know what button to push. Bloop. Let's see. People deserve a second chance. Makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, in the hallway. But I'm gonna skip everything that I've already done, because it's silly not to. Let him in! So, I'll be back with any new content. Oh! So, on top of, not only character development with different characters, you have, you develop Cinder's personality. There's it's good girl, bad girl, smart girl, or submissive girl, I think? Something like that, where you're just, you let everybody walk all over you. More than the good girl, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's four personalities. But, for this, I think I'm going for the smart girl ending. So, we do things like reading books. Since my father's death, Carmosa and her daughters treat me as their servant. Cinders, do the cleaning. Cinders, go to town. Cinders, why isn't my dress washed yet? Ugh, I hate them so much. I'm sure today won't be any different. At least I still have my books to take me away from this. The book I read last night was pretty aggravating, but not all romances are like that. I have some favorites. My sisters took most of my other things, all the dresses and trinkets. But luckily for me, books hold no value for such practically minded young ladies. I must admit, though, I've read them all to death by now. Carmosa would never spend a penny on something so unpractical. So I'm stuck with what father got me. Mostly fairy tales and legends he gave me when I was a child. I don't really believe in knights in shining armor or fairies anymore. But I would be lying if I said I don't enjoy reading about them. The one I'm reading now, yet again, is about the Lady of the Lake. Sorcery, romance, adventure. I bet that even 100 years won't, even in 100 years it won't get old. Same thing as what I've read tonight, really. But good writing and characters can make all the difference, so which chapter was it? Cinders, are you in there? Or are you there? Cinders, where are you? Oh, I see you're reading again. Not a big surprise. I'm sorry, but I'll have to drag you out of that little fantasy world of yours. Mother wishes to see you immediately. She wishes to see me? Did she tell you what she wants? No, of course not. Why would she? I believe we've seen all of this. Bloop. Come on. There we go. I clicked a button. Let's see. Hello, Gloria. Shoo! Shoo! Get out of here. For goodness sake. Oh. Don't tell me, not really. I wasn't she doesn't want you to believe in such frivolous things. So no, I wasn't thinking about a prince coming to save me. Not really. I'm not a little girl anymore, Gloria. I learned a long time ago that I can't rely on anybody but myself. No prince is going to magically appear and rescue me. My, you really are more intelligent than you look. And you've already learned such a great life lesson at such a young age. I'm impressed. I suppose you have that much over Sophia, at least. The stupid girl still clings to her childish fairy tales. Well, it's none of my business what she does in that empty head of hers. There are more pressing issues at the moment. Specifically, Mother would like to speak with you. She says she has a special job for you. No doubt something rudimentary enough for you to handle. So you were sent here to fetch me, then? Mother entrusts me with important tasks. Don't mistake me for being on your level. You wait here. I'll let her know that you finally rolled out of bed. I think it's all right. Let me check real quick. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna ask her though. Or it doesn't seem to matter, so I'm gonna ask her? Question mark? Submissive. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. The room feels empty again. Bloop. I believe I asked her. Come on, these animations. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. Bah. Bah. I just go, bloop. I did that before, I think. Seems to. Yep. Alright, away. We'll just go to the town and not miss our upset stepmother any. Alright, I'll be back when there's something to talk about. Okay, so we're following the shady character. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to ask Tobias about him. Be like, boo! Sup? So, I don't know if I should confront him now. I'm just gonna go ahead and save just in case. Boop. Well, there's no time like the present. Hold on. Cinders, what are you doing here in the middle of the night? I was following your employee from my house. It looked like he was up to no good. I didn't think he'd leave me to you. You have a lot of explaining to do. I'm not sure who the pretty bird is, boss, but she definitely means business. That much I know. You shouldn't have come here, Cinders. And why not? Are you and Hermosa up to something? It's not what you think it is. The only reason for the secrecy is because this is dangerous. Please, it's nothing you should have to worry about. Really? Because it looks pretty shady to me. Some people value their privacy. There's nothing shady about that. I'm not sure I believe that. Should I trust Tobias? I want to say yes. We're gonna go with... Yes, we're gonna trust Tobias. Alright, I trust you. You've always been a good friend, Tobias, and I know you would never do anything to hurt me. I'm sorry I jumped to such an unkind assumption. I just backpedaled like crazy. It is unfortunate that I have to deal with Hermosa. I didn't want you to have to get involved in something like this. But a customer is a customer, you know? I understand. We're not children anymore, and you have to make a living. Life as an adult is hard, isn't it? That it is. I'm amazed that you managed to find us, though. You're pretty daring. Daring and restless. I feel like my life is rushing past me, and I haven't done anything worthwhile. I need to do something. Anything, as long as it's meaningful. I can't live like this forever. No, you can't. I suppose you'll have to learn the truth sooner or later. What are you talking about? I can't explain just yet. Not in our present company, at least. Oi, boss! Don't you trust me? No. Come see me sometime this week, and I'll explain everything. Please, don't tell anyone what you just saw. Of course. Thank you so much, Tobias. I should probably head home now, though. It's dangerous this time of night. We could escort you back to your house if you want. Nah. It's fine. I snuck along this path to the lake many times as a child. How very like you. You always did know how to sneak out without being caught. I miss those times. Too bad it isn't as easy as it used to be. I don't want Hermosa to catch us together. You're right. It's a bigger risk if we go together. I'll come see you as soon as I can. Until then, farewell. I need to return as quickly as possible. Sleeping tonight is certainly going to be difficult. Alright. You know, that sort of thing. Guess we'll keep going. I don't know. Where am I? Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot about the shady character. I wonder if I can convince him to tell me what's going on this time. I should probably go there first. Go to the inn first when I get into town the next day. I don't know yet. But I don't know where we're at. Angry Hermosa yelling. What else is new? I forgot what was going on at this point. I think the shady character... I'm a comfort Gloria. I think I did this before. I know how to support both my sisters. Stay in the middle. Be like, you're both right. Now calm down. You sure told her. Oh. Wow, you really told her off. Nicely done. Of course I did. It's nice to see Gloria get a taste of her own poison once in a while. It's even nicer to see her at a loss for words. You really hate her, don't you? I never thought about it before, but I guess I do. Gloria is always cruel to me. She keeps trying to be like Mom, and she thinks Mom will acknowledge her if she keeps putting me down. Well, things have been as bad, or haven't been as bad since you came along. You're getting the brunt of it now. Well, thanks. But yes, I hate her. I didn't always hate her, but I definitely do now. At least she got her due this time. She might be Hermosa's favorite, but we're the ones on top for now. True. But I don't feel that great about it. Well, that's not important. If we don't finish dinner on time, we won't be on top for much longer. It's really nice having someone help me with dinner for once. I'm gonna tell her. Because, you know, if we be sisterly, then we'll like each other. It was too dreamy. I forget where we're at. There are many reasons for getting married. Of course. And something else. Yeah, you are not worthless. Yeah, you're not worthless. So shush. So I think I did pretty good in that conversation, my first round. So I'm going to the cemetery to meet Madame Guidi. Un momento. Boop. Yeah. There we go. I wanted to make sure I was choosing the right option. I was pretty sure I was. People can be stupid. Poor Dee. I don't really believe in magic. Yes. Oh, my bad. Not really. I love hearing stories about magic, but they're no more than stories. People are just call things magic or fate if they don't understand them, but there's always a logical answer. Things like medicine or astronomy used to be considered magic at one point in time. I see. That's all? You're not going to add anything? Why should I? It's not my duty to change anyone's mind, especially if said person is already certain. So you're being ironic, or do you agree with me? Your reasoning is as good as my own. Whether I agree or not won't change the truth, will it? Sometimes the answers are less important than the questions. Perhaps you would like to come visit my shop next time you're in town. Tomorrow, maybe. Maybe. Is there any reason you're inviting me? Do I need a reason? Perhaps it's merely that I like you. And moving on. There we go. So, home. Oh, yeah. Can I trick him now? Tell me, I'll face the consequences. Let's see. Whoops, buttons. There we go. That's the only one No. You, tell me why you came, or you'll have to face the consequences. Ha! A little lady trying to threaten me. What could you possibly do to me? I seem to remember that your errand here last night was supposed to be a secret. How would Kermosa feel if you broke your oath and let someone like me find out that you came here? And I have to wonder what Tobias would think if I told him you returned here on a secret errand. Ooh. Do you think he'd hire you again? Fine, I'll tell you. You cunning girl, you're no different from the Lady Kermosa. I only came because I had some knowledge that I figured Kermosa to pay for a few coins for. I can't keep my... There we go. What sort of knowledge? I said enough already. I'm out of here. Well then, that was certainly suspicious. I wonder what sort of information Kermosa would consider valuable. I'll have to investigate more on my own if I want to know. I could ask someone else in the household if they know anything about this guy. Kermosa is certainly out of the question, but maybe one of his sisters. Then again, I can never tell if they're on my side or not. It might be best to play dumb and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what to pick. I asked Sophia last time, and that didn't get me anything, really. But I'm not sure that, well, maybe I am positive enough with Gloria to ask her? Or did I ask Gloria last time? I don't even remember. I'm gonna ask her anyway. Maybe Gloria will know something. She always tries to make Hermosa's business her own. I'll go look for her. Did I pick Gloria at some point? I did. Oh. Well. It seemed to have worked. Oops. No. Hey. Undo. There we go. I suppose there's no real harm in telling you. The man said he had some information that might be of interest to Mother. I wanted to send him away, but Mother let him in. I still don't know why. Well, that much I knew already. You did? Yes, I managed to speak with him for a bit before he left. I was hoping you'd know what the information was. I'm afraid I don't. Although, I think I overheard him talking about the grand ball at the palace. What grand ball? The way I hear it, the prince is hosting a grand ball so he can find a new wife. I don't even know if we'd be invited. We're probably not high enough nobility to be considered. Well, thank you for telling me. I suppose you're welcome. I don't really see how any of this is of use to you at all. Either way, don't forget that dinner will be served in a few minutes. Be in the dining room by then. I will. Before I go, thank you for what you said this morning. What I said? Wait, what did I even say? This morning, after Mother yelled at me, you tried to comfort me. It was a nice gesture, and I appreciate that. Well, you're welcome. Hermosa can be unreasonable sometimes, and no one deserves to be treated like that. She's only that strict because running a noble house is so difficult. She only does it to motivate us. It's possible to motivate without being cruel. You try so hard, and you don't deserve those harsh words. Maybe not, but I must be going now. See you at dinner. Take care. Hey. Success! Oh, it got really quiet. I wonder if she's reaching out. Maybe two of us can be friends. Yes, of course. And how did someone like him know about the grand ball at the palace? He said that Hermosa might be interested, but I'm not sure I see the connection. I should probably investigate. So many questions in just one day. This might be my big chance to finally change my life. But I'm too tired to think about that right now. After everything I've done today, I'm feeling so worn out I can barely stand. So it's bedtime. Oop, buttons. Well, that seemed to work out. So Hermosa's gone. Sophia and Gloria are fighting, as per the usual. See, here's a question. I have... See, if you side with Sophia, you obviously get a Sophia point. If you side with Gloria, you obviously get a Gloria point. I wonder if I call them both hopeless, if I get both negative Sophia and Gloria points, or if I get neutral points. We're gonna go with neutral. Or negative. I think I've built up both of them enough that I can be like, God damn it, guys. Whee! Breakfast was lovely. I was able to eat food. I should tell Gloria. I feel like that would be the best way to get positive points with Gloria. But it's hard to tell. I'm still telling her. Gloria? Yes, was there something you wanted? Oh. Huh. I just want to go into town. I thought I'd let you know. Oh, well, how considerate of you. But why should I let you go? Should I appeal to her pride? I can't remember. I think appealing to her pride is the best way to... So, that's kind of interesting. Last time I didn't even get a choice on how to do anything, I don't think. Not that I remember anyway. Appeal to her pride, I think, increases smart because I'm all tricky and shit. I don't see why you wouldn't let me go. I could sneak out, but I respect you more than that. I know you're taking your responsibilities seriously, which is why I'm cooperating. You're not going to abuse your authority, are you? I know you're better than that. I appreciate your respect, and you did the right thing coming to me. So I can go? Of course. Just be sure to return before dark and make sure all your chores are completed. I will. Thank you. Boom. She's just like, okay, bye. Go to town. Market day is clearly over. Ah, yes, we're going to Madame Guidi first. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not. I'm just terrible with names. I'm not good wife material. I don't know. Checking to see if it's important somehow to tell her that I'm not that independent. But I don't think it is. Well, I must be. I feel like it must be because, like, I don't know. If I'm going for the independent girl route. I'm gonna ask her how she knows. I think that's the right one. It's so hard to tell. There's so many different choices. Yes. Carmosa is a woman worth respecting, all things considered. The sisters aren't that bad. I have to learn more. Because, you know, I don't want my anger to guide me or anything. I wonder, is this the point where... Okay, it's still fairly early. I can probably take my time today. Oh yeah, because I just skipped out on the forest. I could have a little talk with Tobias in the store. I wouldn't mind heading to the inn. So where should I go next? Let me see who's in the inn first. Because I think I can go to Tobias again. I hear that the inn tracks some on... Oh, well, there's Perrault. Did I come here first the last time? Hold on. Or did I go to... I guess we can figure it out. I can't remember if I visited Tobias or... Oh, well. I must not have visited Tobias first because it doesn't let me skip. Or maybe because I know. Cinders, I didn't expect you again so soon. This is a pleasant surprise. Well, I'm kind of lucky in that respect. Cremosa suddenly decided to leave for a few days. It must feel great having some freedom, didn't I? It does. I wish it wasn't... I'm pretty sure we talked about this. Pretty sure we've talked about this. Oh well. Maybe it's because I came here first, that even though it's the same dialogue, it's different. I assume you're not here to listen to me wax philosophical, though. You want to know more about that night. Well, you did promise you'd tell me what was going on. I did, and I'm a man of my word. I'm not going to try to dodge it now. Put simply, Carmosa asked me to sell something for her. It was a normal business transaction. But you're the one who paid for the necklace. Da-da-da. Sometimes he helps with tasks that require delicacy. We've already talked about this. She's not the only one. So Carmosa's in it bunny. We know that. She never told me. We all know that as well. I understand. My goodness. Just coming here at a different time of day really... wouldn't want to be on your bad side. We're good, we're good, we're good. I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't seen him since we parted ways 2 nights ago. Carmosa left the house quite suddenly after he came by. Do you think it could be related? Tells me where he spends that time at the inn. Yada, yada, yada. Can we go? She likes being like Carmosa. But yeah. We didn't spend a lot of time together for a quick chat. It's nice seeing Tobias again, especially so soon. And I certainly learned a lot from this trip. I never would have guessed that Carmosa is struggling with finances. I might be able to use that knowledge. I definitely need to find that shady vagabond and learn more from him as well. I have to give Tobias one thing. Every time I visit him, he seems to it seems he has some kind words and insight. He's such a good friend to me. It's getting late, but I have some more time to visit one more place. The inn is the best idea. Okay. Shady characters not happening. I think it's do you really have to kill them, but let me just poke on over to Captain. Oh, well, it doesn't matter what you say as long as you're talking to him, I guess. But why play on his ego? Home. Thank you for feeding me, Gloria. You are nice. Well, that went well. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Gloria comes to wake me up at noon. Oh. It's not like that, Cinders. I actually came here to, well, thank you. Alright, Cinders' imagination. Now you really need to wake up. You're right. Our relationship hasn't been very good in the past, but I can see this changing. Lately, you've started behaving more reasonably and responsibly. You are less self-centered and more aware of our common interest. I just wanted to tell you that I noticed and that I appreciate the little bit of support from you. Deeply. Oh, well, I'm really surprised. I don't really know how to respond. Thanks, I guess. It wasn't something I planned, you know? This change you speak of. Then miracles do happen. As Mother always says, causes aren't important, only consequences matter. That's some deep shit. So, no matter what caused you to change, what's important is that you are maturing, and it's a good thing indeed. Excuse me, mature? Yes, become an adult, a person who is able to grasp the larger picture, go beyond one's own interests. Also, someone who can sacrifice personal happiness for the greater good of the house, if it's necessary. I don't deny that it can be difficult sometimes, but we are not children anymore. We must realize that we all depend on Carmosa and support her in any way we can. I see. Well, it certainly doesn't play well with my idea of maturity, especially that part about supporting Carmosa. Of course you would say that, just like you. Mother can be difficult, can be a difficult person to get along with, I admit. But her intentions are good. Think about the way she's putting all her strength into giving us a good life. Alright. I guess you're right. I see our point. Blah, blah, blah. Wow, she talked a long time. Or maybe I talked a long time. I don't know, we talked a long time. Oh. How should I know? Do any of you act like a sisters towards me? I don't know if I should reason with her or apologize. I think I should apologize. But I'm not 100% sure if I should apologize. I don't know. I don't know if I should. I'm thinking I should apologize. Or should I reason with her? I don't know. That's fine. You don't have to answer me, just yourself. It may take some time. That's all I meant. I didn't mean to hurt you. And yet you did. I'm sorry, but I think someone had to say it, and you needed to hear it. You're not alone. We all have our issues, and we all have it hard. I'm simply concerned about you. You seem lost in Kermosa's expectations, lost long enough to even lose your true self. And who should I be? That is precisely the question you shouldn't be asking anyone, apart from yourself, that is. We could use a sister, though, especially Sophia needs one. That sounds nice. We all need to work on sorting out our own problems, and not waste effort taking things out on each other. This is the only way for things will work out. I guess I thought things would work out for the best if I pleased Kermosa. But my efforts never seem to be sufficient. I think you're right, and there is no normal life to be found on that path. I'm sorry. Yes, yet it is hard for me to accept that anything you are saying, my dear. That's fine. We have lived in this pattern for so long that we have only started the process of breaking it, and it does not come easily. I'm glad we had this chance to talk, dear sister. Thank you for really listening. I'm glad as well. So, sisters? How about friends? That's a start. So anyway, there is another reason I came to see you. Take today for yourself. I do not see a use for you in the house since everything seemed to be running smoothly. Thank you, Gloria. If that is the case, then how about taking some time off? Don't you want to do something just for fun, in search of your own interests and likes and dislikes? No. I do not think it is wise to leave the house unsupervised. I did hear you, though. It is just... But you go ahead. Your life is not easy, so you have the right to use this time of freedom. I do recognize you as a reasonable adult, capable of making wise decisions about how you spend your time. Woo! This is working. I really, really appreciate that. I think I will use this time to get out. So, Cinders, do you think Sophia hates me? I couldn't say for sure. It is possible, but regardless of whether she does or doesn't, your relationship can be fixed. You know that, don't you? Thank you, friend, for your honesty, as well as making the attempt to cheer me up. Have a good day. It hurts if you think your sister hates you. It's not fun. Hello there, Hall. Come on, Sophia, quit it already. She was actually quite nice to me, relatively speaking. She even had something to say for a change. I think it was that this was the first time we actually had a normal conversation. Conversation with that harpy? About what, I wonder? Was she giving you advice on how to make yourself spineless? Or were you just discussing boys? You really should go out, or go there, or What? You really shouldn't go there or someone might think that you're jealous. Because of your little chat? Please. So, seriously, Sophia, you could really try talking to Gloria someday. Having tea with her without spiking hers with rat poison. I would never do such a thing. Rat poison is easily traceable. Fucking Sophia. I see. I think you're just giving me a bit too much information there, Sophia. Oh, you're such a child sometimes. In case you didn't notice, we're living in the middle of a dangerous and unforgiving forest, and this place is packed with wild, bloodthirsty predators. Jeez. I think we're just going to try to go through the entire story in one go. We'll see how that goes. Because I'm already progressed pretty quickly. So I'm going to town. They're gonna be in butt-faced Madame Geedy. And so yeah, unless there's any kind of new development, we'll just keep going. Aha! Alright, so, if I go to the store first, Shady shows up. Hello there, Mr. Merchant. Hello, Cinders. What brings you to my humble establishment? Oh, I was just around town again, and I thought it'd be nice to drop by. No special reason. I see you're well enjoying your newly found freedom. I can't deny it. So, how was your day? I'm glad you've asked. Something strange happened that I need to talk about. That or I'll start wondering if I dreamt it. Oh, did you win the royal lottery? Just as improbable, I actually had a conversation with Gloria. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that it? The unreal thing is that you talked to your sister? So I presume it was something more than a simple exchange of insults. To be honest, I'm not sure what it was myself, but it was different. We were both speaking, and I think this time she was listening. She also said that I'm free to do with what I wish today. Now that's just awkward. Would you like to come or get some herbs? I'm sure she must be ill. But I'm serious, Tobias. It may seem like nothing to you, but believe me, those little things that are probably ordinary in normal families, they don't happen at our house. Maybe she sees and understands more than you'd like to give her credit for. With all the blindness that comes from her resentment towards you, she'd have to be a complete fool not to realize that she cannot control you indefinitely. It sounds manipulative and complex, but so there's a large chance that is exactly what made her, or Camosa, give me the day off. There's also a slight chance of Gloria just trying to be nice for her sister once or for a change. Do you think that's even Oi, bosser! You wouldn't happen to have a new task for me, old mate. Now, would you? Let's see, gold has a habit of running out of me pockets like cats in heat. And your last payment... Oh, bollocks. You! The pretty bird! Now isn't this a friendly get-together? If I'm the bird, then what does that make you? You certainly have a way of appearing out of the blue wherever I go. First in the woods, then in my own house. And now here. You must be the most popular person in the whole kingdom. In any case, you came by just in time to answer my questions and answer them fully. And candidly. Such terrible words from that pretty mouth. Frankly, Cinders, I'm curious as well. A bit uneasy, but mostly curious. Oh, it's all very simple, really. 2 days ago, you came to our house to talk with Cremosa, and I want to know what it was about. But I've told you it's nothing big, lassie. Rumors are me trade, so keep your petticoat on. Saw that was a little gossip for a little coin. If you mean the one about the royal ball, then some small news it is. I can only imagine what was going on in all the nobles' houses with unwed daughters right now. You're surprisingly bad at lying. Rumors worth much more, or as much as what people are willing to pay for it. And I'm sure it costed poor Carmosa dearly. Costed. Poor she may be, but she knows how to haggle that one. She has ears of her own, too, so she'd learn about the ball soon enough. Folks are buzzing like busy bees about nothing else. Which is exactly why you're so bad at lying. Why would Carmosa pay a man like you for second-hand news, which is no news at all, is beyond me. Actually, knowing she'd be interested in the first place, Say, you never told how exactly did you meet Lady Cremosa? Gossips me trade, and devil take me if I'm given anything for free, 'cause some lassie feigned her lashes. That's all, a trade secret, am I right, bosser? She does have a point here, and her question certainly piqued my curiosity. I reckon the little bird picked something up, all right. Tell her. Nasty business, mates. Nasty ambush. Methinks I'll just run out for the door now and call it a day. It's been swell talking. Not a step. As a law-abiding subject of our prince, I'm obliged to report any crime or mischief I know of to the captain and his guard. Oh, I see. It was a flowing sentence. I'm sure Perrault would be happy to get something solid on you, but suspicious behavior and conspiracy will have to do. I'm sure it's enough to grant you a lovely night in the dungeon. I can't believe you snitched on your old mate, boss sir. It's business, nothing personal, friend. Fine, I'll tell you. But only the Misty here will hear it. Bloody hell, some demon speaks through those red lips. You must take me for a complete fool if you think I'll let her go alone with you so you can flee. It's all right, Tobias. He won't run, will you, boss? He knows that it would force me to inform the captain, who I just saw a moment ago right outside the store. Yes, Missy, anything you say. Very well. See, I knew you would come to agreement sooner or later. Would you like to step outside and tell me everything, my friend? Yes, Missy, lead on. Are you sure about this, Cinders? Don't worry, we're all friends here after all. Alright, let's stop here and talk. Not exactly a hiding place, middle of the town, eh, love? Sure, you could use some more privacy. I'm not going to give you a chance to escape now, and don't try anything stupid. The captain's right on the other side of the street, remember that. Fine, you little devil. I'll tell you what I know. I don't yell, or just don't yell if I can't remember all the details. I have short memory. You've heard my question already. What was the message you brought to Formosa? A dashing young gentleman like yourself should have no trouble recalling the last few days. Blazing hell, lassie, you and your adder's tongue. Aye, I remember. So I was out in the wood, resting me head on the ground, enjoying the peace and quiet that only nature can bring. Calm shimmer of the lake, away from the wickedness. Don't digress. The city. Sleeping like a brat I was. Don't you often sleep outdoors? Why were you sleeping by the lake? Now that's a mighty good question, isn't it, love? Can't say I know the answer, though. I just woke up there. Oh, a magical place. The pond in the woods. Me auntie used to tell me stories of... Get back to the topic, will you? But I'm on it. I woke up and heard voices. Thought 'twas just me, like me auntie's stories of the fairy folk, you know? Made of light and wisp, prettier than the finest ladies they are. But they were no wisps. And what happened then? I hid. What else? This head's still upon this neck, 'cause it knows when there's time to jump on the bushes. You know what I mean. Who were those people? Ah, excellent question, Bertie. Me gut tells me you'll love this. 'Twas the noble Captain Perrault, and he was talking to... the prince. The prince was talking with Perrault in the wood. It seems a bit strange, doesn't it? What were they talking about? Oh, some posh problems of the rich folk. Too much free time's bad for the head. Our future, His Royal Highness kept on whining about wenches of all things, how they're all empty-headed and boring to talk to. The prince was discussing women? That he was. Very unkingly of him, if you ask me, and foolish, too. Who cares if the birds are dumb or dull? It's not what I want from me wenches. God damn it. Yes, wonderful. Now, back on the subject, please. What did they speak of? The captain said something about rules, but I didn't hear the part with my head still spinning with the water shimmering so loud. Don't know what they meant, but the prince was mighty happy and said something about the ball, the grand ball. He got some idea in that royally empty head of his. He heard it's 'cause of them crowns. Oh, I heard it's 'cause of them crowns. Very bad for the head. Anyway, there was a new idea that he liked. The grand royal ball where the future queen is to be chosen by the prince. Yes, I know of it. Just tell me about the prince and his idea. Why was he so happy about it? 'Twas about masks, making all the lassies wear them. You mean a masked ball? A masquerade? I didn't know the rich birds are so horrid. I don't think it's because of that. Did he say why the masks were so important to him? It has something to do with the elders, the families, lots of lords and ladies waiting to trade their daughters for the only one prince. Too much competition is bad for business and tempers. So he's trying to dodge accusations of being biased. Clever! I knew that. Don't know what's wrong with seeing a nice face, though. And what if the bird's got a pimple right between her eyes? Won't notice nothing with the mask and such, unless he wants to ogle their curves. Ooh, bit on the nasty side, nobles. Me auntie told me stories, gossip really, about the shenanigans going on between the nobles in the palace. Stuff that'd make a confessor blush. Alright, I get the picture. A masked ball, you say. That makes a lot of sense, actually. The prince can pretend he's choosing his bride by judging her more subtle qualities, and there's no way any of the houses can accuse him of favoring one over the other. Who knows? Maybe he isn't really pretending. Perhaps he's having a choice is what he really wants. Devilishly clever, love. Glad you got the smarts to see through all that. Saved me time of having to explain all that to you. Ball for the noble birds, and they all have a chance, no matter how pimply or horrid. Made me think of Kermosa and her pretty lasses. No, not you! The other wenches! I mean sisters! Your lovely sisters! No! Figured the old lady would pay a kingly coin for a rumor like that. So all there is to it. You satisfied, love? My dear friend, this isn't even half the story I wanted to hear. You better get to the more juicy stuff right away. Half a second. Okay, I had to fix the, thingy. Webcam, that's it. Words and things. It's all there is to it. It's one of my auntie's pimples. I think I can focus on his connection with Kermosa. Kermosa. Sounds like a coffee drink, doesn't it? It's all fine and beautiful with what you've told me, but there are so many things missing, my friend. Like, why is it so important for Kermosa that the ball will have to be will be a masquerade? But what puzzles me even more is how you can't, how come you knew it'd be interesting for her in the first place? You would have to know her pretty well to figure that. This has something to do with your past, doesn't it? You've been working for her for quite some time, haven't you? Fine. There is one thing. A wee detail. Nothing, or really nothing. Really, nothing. I knew this rumor would be worth a lot for the lady, you know? I know her and know what she's like. So you did work for her before. What did you do? I might have given her a hand earlier, with the ball, love, so she could get in. How? The goose and her ducklings weren't exactly invited, and the lady asked me to help them. Help them how? Oh, let's just say it required a bit of quality craftsmanship. You mean you forged invitations for them? Me? Sure I didn't. Me talents knowin' folks and talents of their own. Got them invitations from a friend. Reckon the old lady is a bit dim if she thought nobody'd notice she'd got in with fake papers. But hey, who is me, humble person, to doubt a noble lady and her ways of spending money? And that's how you learned how important the ball was for her, so when you heard about the masquerade, you told her about that as well. As you said, she could get into the ball with fake papers, but she would risk getting recognized. Not so much if it's a masked ball, and that's why the information was worth so much to her. I see. It's only a wee job, nil. Only natural this bloke's forgot all about it, eh? So this means that she could actually be in deep trouble. Incredible. Kermosa ordered a forgery. This could be my chance. Oi, lassie, you even listening? Can I go now? A man can handle only so many stressful events in one day, you realize. This could be my leverage. What? Oh yes. You can do what you wish. You already helped me a lot. Oh, Kermosa, your secrets really are your greatest weakness. I don't know. I don't know if knowing about the forged invitations is going to help me or not. Meh. Can you imagine? And Kermosa withheld that minor detail from all of us. Who would have thought our friend was such an able business person? He sure gets around. Oh yes, let us concentrate on the aptitude of the unimportant guy. The big problem with potential scandal is not going anywhere anyhow. I'm sorry, Cinders. It's just a big surprise for me, as well as information of some consequence. He's just a vagabond, you see, and everyone recognizes him as one. And I have hired him on numerous times, and always for some minor and menial tasks, and yet here he is, a sparkling potential criminal mastermind. Who would have... Tobias, concentrate! What is the subject of this conversation? Oh, this is hard. Not him then. Very good. See, you can do it if you try hard enough. Alright, back to the main point. What do you want to do with this newly acquired information? I have no idea yet. Do you think this could get Carmosa into prison? It is what you want. Or is this what you want? I'm not sure yet. I'm just weighing my options. Well, in that case, it definitely could be used against her. But would it suffice? I'm not so sure. Do you think I should try to get her arrested? You should be the one to make this decision, just as it will be you to experience its consequences. Would you succeed? What would happen to your house if you did? Those are just some factors you should take into consideration. Take your time to think it over. That actually sounds very wise, and not entirely unhelpful. Thank you. I guess I'll go for a walk around the city and think about it. Sounds like a pleasant idea. Would you like some company? Thank you, but I think I will stick to your advice. Of course. I suppose you deserve some time to yourself to think and discover what you really want. I'm sorry, I did not want to intrude. By no means. Thank you for your offer. I just want to take a solitary walk, that is all. Well, if you need any support, or just feel like chatting, you know where to find me. Thank you, Tobias. See you soon. Okay. I wonder if I can still talk to the captain. I still haven't decided what to do with my newly gained knowledge. Everything about this business screams that I should use it as leverage, but I don't know how, not yet. At least it gives me some space, some secure distance from Carmosa, knowing that I know at least one of her precious secrets. It's almost sunset, I should be getting back home. So long, Freedom. It's been a pleasure. Hope to see you soon. Maybe you can could come visit sometime, or at least write. I feel like the only reason I need to know shady character is to get her arrested. Do I need to know about the forged invitations? I mean, I know the ball is going on. I don't know. I think I'm going to load this up and do Peralt instead, because I don't think I actually need... But good to know. If you go to the tavern or the store first, you meet Shady. Good to know. Alright. Back when there's something to talk about. Oh yeah, tell me about yourself. I almost forgot about that. Actually, I was more interested in hearing about you. Me? I'm just a simple warrior. What's so interesting about me? Plenty of things. For starters, how did you become the captain of the guard? Well, if you really want to know, it runs in the family. My great-grandfather was a mere soldier, but he saved the king's life in the battle and was rewarded. The family was granted a noble title and the position of the king's personal guard. Since then, my family's heritage has been swordsmanship and loyalty to the crown. So you were destined to have this position from the start. Yes, but I accepted it with great pride and joy. It's an honor to serve the kingdom. We will always remember that the king was grateful and kind to the man who saved him. Didn't you ever think about doing something else with your life? Not once. Besides, it was not my decision to make. I don't want to be speaking out of turn, but that sounds so sad. You didn't have a choice? There's nothing sad about it. The men in my family have been honorable soldiers for ages. I was raised on tales of my brave ancestors and trained in combat since I was a child. When I received my first sword and joined the palace guard, I was so proud. It was the best day of my life. I felt like I could finally stand among the heroes of my family. Do you still feel that way even now? Not as much, but I don't blame my family or my path in life. The world is simply changing. There was a time when conflict meant a sword in the heart, but now it's a dagger in the back. These days, everything is poisonous words and false smiles. You can't tell friend from foe. Kingdoms are torn apart by whispers and false smiles now. No place for a man of the sword. All I have left is a corner of the inn and the occasional desperate lowlife kidnapping a few children. I'm not the heroic savior that my ancestors were. Should I tell him to settle down? It's so hard to decide. I think... perhaps you should settle down, yeah, before you become completely irrelevant. Perhaps you should settle down, then. Start a family, get married, if you're not already. Ha! And then what? Become a farmer? Well, sure, if that makes you happy. That's not the life for me, although I understand your point. It would be nice to settle down eventually, find a wife, and have a piece of land to call my own. But that's a long way off. I can't abandon the prince now. Things are too delicate right now. He's young and promising, but I don't think he'll be able to face opposition alone. Even if there's no need for the sword, my family is sworn to protect the crown, and I shall do that to the best of my ability. That's enough of such heavy subjects, though. I'd rather get to know more about you, if you don't mind. You look like a girl from town, blah blah, we've been over this. Owie. And then I go for a walk because I have no money. Okay, yeah, and then you talk to Tobias. Oh, wait. Hey! Shady character. Well, that seemed to... that never worked before. I guess because I didn't get the information out of him before that. I don't know. It seemed to work, though. I didn't think that I ran into him at this point of day. But that's good, because I can still know things. But, as we've seen all of this, we'll just wait until we go on our long walk with Perrault. Can I go too? Pretty please? This is where I flirt with him. And now the part where I flirt with him. It's amazing what one little decision can do. I think that's kind of cool. That's why I like these games, because it does focus on the whole, like, one butterfly effect, more or less. Boop. Ah, but the pleasure is all mine, though I do feel the pleasure should be mutual at most times. You certainly have a way of making a statement. But honestly, you are a very interesting man. I am surprised I didn't have to elbow my way through a crowd of young women here. Strength and mystery in a man usually attracts them like honey lures wasps. Oh, do they? They attracted me, haven't they? But then such a confident, beautiful, and smart woman as yourself is bound to have a circle of admirers at her whim. That is what men search for. Do they really? Of that I'm sure. I've just had no luck in finding such a person yet, but that does not mean that I admire such qualities less. What can I say? On a different note, I've noticed something today. Aha. Nice to know I'm like Madam Katie. Can we see each other again? Of course. Home. I don't think I have anything else to do. At least I learned some really interesting things today. Interesting and possibly dangerous for Kermosa. Maybe she's going to, or it's going to be my wild card in this game. Sometimes I wonder if all families are like mine. Broken, conflicted, and utterly unpleasant, or is it just a nobility thing? It happens. People like to believe that just because you're family, it keeps you close. And in a lot of ways it does. Most people would cut ties with people who are not family. Like, if it was just your friend. Like, think about it. If there's someone in your family you don't like, that you honestly can't stand to be around whatsoever, don't want anything to do with, would you even see them or talk to them or have anything to do with them ever again if they were just a friend? If they weren't blood related to you and you had to see them at, like, family functions, would you ever talk to them again? Isn't it sad? Because you probably wouldn't. It's amazing how much, like, family does bind you. Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sure she seemed fine when we talked. As odd as it may be, you may be right. My silly sister babbled a lot about how she finally got through to you. What a success it was to finally come to some sort of understanding. The most pathetic part was when she decided this understanding was important enough to make it the topic of the day. I'm sure she felt that way. I thought it made for a nice change of pace as well. The one thing missing from the picture is holding hands and singing and dancing, possibly in circles in the middle of a flowery meadow. I think I might throw up. I think you could use some hand-holding and singing. Having friends doesn't hurt you, know. At least it works better for me than isolation works for you. Oh, shut up. Let's wait for Gloria. It shouldn't be too long. Do I need... Bloop. Okay. Hopefully she said nice things about me. And I'm about to enter the beast's lair. You don't need to worry. I didn't tell her about your little excursions. I did tell her, however, that you behaved in a responsible and trustworthy manner. Which I'm sure Mother has immediately taken to be true, since she values your opinion so highly. God damn it, Sophia. Alright then, I'm going. Wish me luck. Sophia's so mean. Okay. Weren't you the busy little bee while I was gone? I'm not sure if I follow. I've just talked with your sisters, and they both vouched for your good behavior during my absence. They did? Oh, that's surprising? Wah! I realized that. Surely you must have played your cards well, if you've befriended them both so quickly. I don't recall playing cards. I just took some time to talk with them and try to understand them for a change. I guess it worked. How lovely. But I really couldn't care less about that. The important thing is that you didn't do anything stupid or manage to get yourself in some trouble, like I was expecting. Just thinking about having to listen to your whining and excuses makes me cringe, so it's a good thing that we won't be having any of that, yes? Don't think I didn't notice your behavior last week. It was exceptionally proper and thoughtful. I must say I was very pleased with you. I'm even more pleased seeing as how you're making a habit of it. Responsibility and discipline are necessary qualities for any young woman who want to make something of herself in the world. Keep it up, and who knows where it will lead you. Well, geez. I mean, thank you, ma'am. Regardless of what you may be thinking right now, adding wood to the roaring blaze of that ego of yours isn't the purpose of this talk. Praise means nothing save the purpose it serves. Remember that. There are important matters I need to tell you about. It has to do with my plans for our family. 2 days from now, a grand ball will be taking place at the royal palace. Any royal business is very important, of course, but this particular ball will be important for even His Royal Highness. It means very careful preparations. The royal masquerade. I might have heard about it, yes. Oh, you have? Oh, this is very surprising indeed. Is it? Recently, I've learned that it isn't that difficult to obtain sensitive information. One simply has to pay attention to what's going on around them, watch carefully who is meeting with whom. Especially when it comes to certain shady-looking characters fetching rumors like a trained hound. Really? Well done, then. Or perhaps you are not as thick as I thought. Let's hope you forge this little success into collecting information into a permanent quality, a quality which I'm sure you'll find useful later in life. Being well-informed certainly beats being kept in the dark. Folks say that truth shines like a light and ignorance is the darkest night. It's a fitting comparison. After all, night is the time of fear, vulnerability, and powerlessness. I learned quite a few things these days. I feel much safer and more powerful already. What matters here is that the ball is very near and there's little time left. It means that I will be expecting our entire family, and I do mean all of us, to give our best. By which I mean complete obedience. No questions, no dramas, no nonsense. This is much too important an event to be spoiled in such a silly way. Very well, and what is my part in this plan, then? Will I be going to the ball as well, member of our family that I am? Don't be absurd. Royal affairs aren't your arena. I see. Then what is my arena, ma'am? Okay. Skip ahead to the... Should I mention I know about the money problems? I sure will. I don't know if that's it, but there we go. Yes, apparently, a big house and inherited title don't make anyone rich, do they? And when in need, even the most proud and snobbish get desperate enough to trade away heirlooms. What are you saying, girl? That useless misfit couldn't keep his mouth shut, now could he? It's fairly easy to get information once you know for sure it's there. It's just a matter of perseverance. Bold words from one so young. One could think great spy masters should begin asking you for counsel. Most fortunate for me to have such a treasure under my roof, and so humble too. But collecting rumors, even the juicy ones, isn't enough. Great spies need to know how to use them as leverage. Do you? And what would you say if I told you that I'd found a way to solve our money problems? Ha! That is some nerve you are showing, girl. Perhaps you are growing up on your own and becoming a resourceful young woman. But I doubt that the testimony of the last few days is enough for me to overestimate you in such a way. And what if you were wrong? Can you afford that? Well, assuming that you did indeed suddenly grow a backbone and realized how the real world works. Assuming that I won't keep you locked in your room to prevent you from repeating those charming escapades of yours. It would be very impressive to learn that you thought about our problems and actually came up with a solution. Very impressive? This tells me nothing. I can easily imagine your favor coming and going with the wind. I want to know if solving your problems for you will make me your equal. You know how to be bold, girl. I'll give you that. But you still lack realism. Stop fantasizing. However, if you want to try something on your own, if you want to prove you can be useful, or even just fuel your ego, I won't stop you. Who knows? You might even learn something about life. Those are dangerous wishes you're making, ma'am. Now, girl, you are much too smart to speak with me like this. By the heavens, I swear you were sent to me to make me suffer every time I compare you to your sisters. Enough of this idle chatter. We have very important tasks ahead of us and little time left. Since you're thinking so highly of yourself and your skills, why don't you show us your pragmatic side and start cleaning the house and helping with preparations? That's it? Do you really believe this is all I can be good at? Demons, snap out of that constant daydreaming. Right. I wonder what I can be. Yeah, so if I just am independent, I should be able to be with Peralt and whatnot. Thank you, Cinders. Oh yes, because I complimented her dress. It's still not my size. Imagine how it's going to look even after a brief stroll in the royal garden. I like Gloria when she's not such a horrendous bitch. Okay, so Hermosa has shown some human features recently and tried to be nicer, but that does not mean I should lick the hand that keeps me on a leash and makes me miserable. If I am ever to take a different role around here, I need to do something. I need to start now. Oh yes, it's Peralt's, that's right. Alright, we're gonna skip ahead to when Peralt's talking. I think we want to tell him to retire. Yes? Yes. If you really don't know my opinion, I think you should retire. Really? Why is that? Well, it is obvious to me that you served your liege outstandingly, and you really earned some off-time duty. Time's changed, and your mission is accomplished. You made it. Now it's time for you to rest and think about yourself, your life, and what do you want to do with it. You're being very nice, while calling me a useless relic of the past at the same time. Don't be ridiculous. A man of your skills? I'd say that the world are wide open right there in front of you. I also think that the prince must realize this. That's precisely why he presented you with the choice in the first place. I don't think I'll be making up my mind just yet. This is simply too new. There's something else. Okay, yep. Moving on. So, I need to figure out how to solve Hermosa's money problems, but I have no idea how to do that. Meh. How about me? I don't think she's that difficult to find at all. I think she's closer to you than you think. My neighbor, perhaps. Oh, you mean yourself. So much blush. Leaving this charming place with a talented warrior who's also very easy on the eye and happens to value my judgment? I know of worse fates than that. This kind of life you speak of, yes, I can see it vividly. Only now I understand how determined you are to flee from your house. It's true, but it's also true that I could do it in several ways. And the one having you in it is exceptionally attractive to me. Are you serious about it? I think we're both equally serious about wanting to say goodbye to both this town and our duties. Yes, I can see that now. It does sound tempting, leaving all this behind and just trying our luck, looking what fate has in store for us, both of us. But this isn't all there is to it, is there? Oh, what do you mean? I hate to be asking you this, but did you just steer this entire conversation to make me aid you with your goals? Oh, damn. It does seem a bit like that's the case, but I'm not sure. Yes, I can see how it may look that way, but I understand how you would be worried. However, I can give you my word that I honestly and genuinely did my best to advise you. I told you what I really think is the best choice. Maybe I did this for myself. Frankly, I can't be too sure about that myself. I want to break free very much. If I seem a little bit desperate to you, it is because, well, I am, and you are someone I can trust. It's alright, I have no doubts about your honesty. But I still need to sort this out on my own. I will think about your offer, though. Thank you, Cinders. This has been helpful. I don't know if I should have told him to retire. You listened to me and addressed my doubts. I am grateful. It's been a pleasure. You helped me all you could, and now it's time for me to think about it on my own. Should I escort you back to your residence? Thanks, but it won't be necessary. Since I'm already here, I think I'll visit my mother's grave. It's nearby, and someone recently pointed out to me I should start taking care of it more diligently. So, you're just going for a little stroll to the cemetery? Alright. Next. Oh, what? Who said that? Where are you? Be calm. We know you just like we knew your mother. Okay, so I'm assuming that we don't... Yeah. They're going to introduce the Fairy of the Lake anyway, but I'm going to blatantly refuse this, so we don't need to mess around with this. If we can get through the animation! Let's see. I know you would like to join us and present yourself at the ball, and frankly, I don't see why you shouldn't be coming with us. But you know Mother, and you know it won't happen. I know. You shouldn't feel guilty. It'll be your chance. Make the best of it. Come on, we need to go now. Yes, I'm coming. It's nice that Sophia thinks that I should be there. Let's see. I don't know. I know I'm supposed to solve the money problems, but I don't know how to do that. I obviously don't want to go with the fairies, so... Should I search her room for the will? I don't know if that's going to ruin everything. Like, turn everything into a problem. I don't know. I'm going to look for it anyway. I did save it, so if it's going to be awful, then we'll fix it. That's what saving's for. Alright, go to Madame Kitty. I don't want to leave town. I don't know. Wonder if Madame Kitty can help me solve the money problems. I'm sick and tired of people telling me what to do all the time. I'm going to show Hermosa, Gloria, and everybody what I'm really made of. They aren't afraid of who I am or the influence that I can have on people, if they only knew what I'm capable of. I want to see their faces when the poor Cinders they thought they caged appears at the royal ball and steals their spotlight. Besides, that's only the beginning. After the ball, my life is going to take a turn. Things will change. Okay, so I'm going to go to the ball, apparently. Apparently I don't have a choice. I want to retake the residence, but I don't want to break Hermosa either. To be truly independent. And independence comes from status, prestige, and social standing. I learnt that from Hermosa herself. That's why I'm going to take her place. Only then I can turn my house into a place where I can live happily. A bold plan, and how will you achieve this? I think that there are actually two possible ways I could do it. I uncovered some dirt that could get Hermosa arrested, but I also talked with her, and I think I could change her mind about me if I helped her with running the house. Yes! Impress Hermosa. I don't want to get her in trouble, or kill her, or do anything else terrible to her. It's just I don't like the way she treats me, specifically. Hermosa may seem cool and collected, but she is truly desperate. The family finances are in ruin. That's why she's trying to play the only investment she has, her daughters. But if I could solve our problems with money, I would show her that I'm far better suited to be head of household than she is. Impressing Lady Hermosa, do you really believe that's possible? Recently I've learned that the house is really all that she cares about. All she ever does is aimed at the good of the family and securing the future of her daughters, and that means becoming someone of significance in the eyes of others. So all I need to do is to make the money problems disappear, and that would be the first step toward lifting the house into greatness one more time. Yes, it would seem that that's all you need to do, although I really don't know how. If I did, I wouldn't be sitting in this filthy town to begin with. I'm sure I could use a little help from my friends, maybe someone who's good with money in the first place. Someone like Tobias. My cat's getting into shit. You mean Tobias the merchant down the street? Yes, him! I've known him since I was little. You could say we're very good friends. It makes sense, though I would still worry that impressing Hermosa so strongly that she'd step down will not be so simple. Money is one thing, but there's also the matter of making the house respectable again. Reputation is an elusive thing, delicate and subtle, like mists over the water. That's true. I need to talk about that with Tobias as well. He may not be a courtier, but he has many right ideas on how the world operates. To be honest, I don't even know know many nobles myself, but maybe the ball could change that. It looks like we have a plan then. Which is much more than what you had when you came here. It's true. I think I know where I stand now, for the first time in a long time. Still, I just have to go to the ball first. But the way things are now, the ball is just a silly girl's dream. Alright. Cool, so I don't have to go. Good, I was hoping that, I'd made some fatal error, way beforehand. I have no idea whether this plan is going to work. I have nothing to lose, though. And a life to gain. I need to see this through if I have any chance at it. I just hope Hermosa doesn't manage to ruin it. Let's avoid the next random meeting with her, shall we? And let's stop addressing myself as plural, or speaking to myself altogether. Speaking to oneself is a bad sign, isn't it? Speaking to Tobias should help with that. As well as with a couple of other things. This is going to be a long talk. Well, thanks for the warning. If anyone can find a solution to this money conundrum, it's him. He really has a good business head on those shoulders of his. Oh, I hope he can come up with something. Cinders, it's good to see you again. I swear, whatever Lady Hermosa is doing to keep you indoors, it clearly isn't working. You have no idea, but today is a bit different. Big changes are coming, Tobias. I came to speak with you about something very important. Yes, I can see that. Tell me, what's going on? I came here to ask for advice on business matters. Really? Now this is something I honestly did not expect. Although I won't deny that it's a subject I feel very comfortable with. What do you need? You know I'm not on the best of terms with my stepmother, and how easy it is for her to turn my life into... hell on earth? Yes, I've noticed. Then I guess you've also noticed that she has her mind fixed on two things she values in life. Family and status. Everything she does or ever does aims at strengthening one or the other, or both. All else is expendable. Lady Hermosa is an ambitious and driven woman, I must give her that. Not only that, she also respects, and in case of her daughters, requires those qualities from others. I think I'm beginning to see where this is going, but please, continue. I had no doubts about you being able to grasp my subtle plans. The point is, Hermosa's troubled, and the family has financial problems, and her daughters aren't the social predators that she designed them to be. She's getting desperate and clumsy, and above all, she could really use some help. And since she won't be receiving any from her daughters, she might as well accept it from the one who's always been a thorn in her side. Precisely. If I could solve our money problems, just imagine her astonishment. Her illusions about Gloria being able to successfully take her place someday would vanish immediately, or at least she should start considering alternatives, making her recognize a much more suitable candidate for the job. Yes, the question is, how do you do it? How do you make a noble house successful? This is much more complicated than just solving money problems, Cinders. If you were a client asking me for advice on the matter, I'd ask you to pay me extra. Let's talk about that when I'm the lady of a newly restored powerful house, shall we? Yes, let's. What I mean is, solving money problems is one thing. This can usually be done by selling things, if you have something that can be sold. Then investing the money where profit can be made, and finally paying your debts, if there are any, and landing safely with a nice stable inflow. Sounds very romantic. But restoring a noble house to its former glory, this is a much more complex issue. From what I gather about noble families, their influence, prestige, and power lies almost entirely in perception of others. If a house is respected, considered prestigious, and the words of its head are deemed influential, it is only because the house has agreed that it should be so. The grand ball may be happening every few decades, but the masquerade goes on every single day. You may describe it like that. The point is that there are rules to this game of perceptions. Power and status may be illusions, but they are not arbitrary. So what are the rules? That is my concern. I'm not really an expert on such things. I'm just a common merchant, not a courtier. With your wit, I'm sure you could come up with something. Flattery? How very high-born of you. Maybe you're already on the right track to glory. From what a humble shopkeeper can tell you, building prestige is all about parties and social events. Also having the right kind of people visiting you on a regular basis so that they can be described as friends of the family. So, I guess being friends with the prince might be considered an asset. Ha! Nah, princes are very fashionable this season. I'm hearing dukes and viceroys are all the craze nowadays. Wait, you're serious? Of course I am. Think about the ball. If I manage to get inside and speak with the prince, I'm sure befriending him won't be difficult. But how will you get inside? Isn't that dangerous? Also, what makes you think he'll like you? I mean, not that you're not likable or anything, but what if he's a... Relax, Tobias. Just think. This is my moment. It's probably my one chance in a lifetime to simply approach him and talk. I wanted to go to the ball anyway. I might as well use it to advance my plan. But there will be guards. It's a royal event. There isn't some party you can simply crash. Trust me, I have an aide. Why does that sound so ominous? Also, just look at my options. It's the best chance I have to solve my money problems, impress Cremosa, and finally change my life. I think you're getting too emotional about this. Try seeing it on terms of losses and gains. You're right. Of course you're right. I still think it's a bit risky, but surely an opportunity not to be missed. If you actually can befriend the prince himself, then you should be on the right track. It won't immediately solve your money problems, though. In time, maybe, if you play it right, you can gain honors and even some land of actual monetary value. But to increase your chances and capitalize on the ball, you should follow up with some parties of your own, invite the right people, and make a lasting impression. And that's the problem. Organizing a posh party like that requires money I don't have. Yes, that's what I was getting to. To solve your money problem, you would need money. Social connections are going to get you only so far. Especially in the beginning. You don't want to seem like a meaningless flavor of the month. Then I'm in a rut. I need money to make money, which I don't have. I suppose it's not going to be easy, otherwise Cremosa would do it herself. Yes, however, you have one important asset she doesn't have. Namely, being acquaintance with a certain prosperous merchant who would be willing to lend you the necessary amount of gold. Loans! But only under the condition that you would be the lady of the house. You would do that for me? I would, Cinders. You are my friend, after all, and I value that more than money. Your plan sounds crazy, but if it works, it's your chance to finally set free. I would hate myself if I wouldn't at least try to help it. I don't know what to say, Tobias. I simply don't. Besides, I know you well enough to think that your plan might just work. And in such case, I would expect some healthy interest once you get rich and famous. We would talk details once you get back from the ball. Tobias, merchant to the very end. What can I say? The store didn't raise itself to prosperity by itself, you know. Oh, of that I'm sure. I'm really lucky to be able to ask you for advice, you know that? And I'm always happy to provide it. Just be careful out there, alright? Don't worry, I feel that for the first time in my life, I actually know exactly what I'm doing. This'll work. See you soon. Bye. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. And off she goes. If this were a game of chess, she'd be the queen and I'd be a pawn. Well, at least he knows where he stands. That's sad. Alright. I wonder if I'm actually able to do what I'm fighting for. Can I run this house on my own? Seems easy when Cremosa does it. Yell at a few people, humiliate some, be a bitch, and Bob's your uncle. I hope I won't become her. I hope I won't have to. Alright, enough of this. Alright. Alright. Yep, we'll be back when there's something to talk about. Oh. Of course, my lord. What would you like to chat about? Oh, Gloria! How do you like the music? Wait. It is very... I'm sorry, Your Highness. Relaxing in such a setting is really not my strongest suit, I'm afraid. As well as casual and friendly conversation. She's being honest! I kind of noticed. Please, tell me what your strong suits are, then. I really couldn't tell you. I suppose that it is a bad sign when I don't know what my best qualities are, isn't it? I think nobody knows them themselves 100%. On the other hand, I suppose it is a bit unusual not to know a thing. I'm not sure. That is rather strange as well, isn't it? I think I would like to know how I feel about many things. I'm not even sure what I want for myself, nor do I know what I feel about the goal I was dragged here to achieve. You might not expect this sentiment from a future monarch, but I must say I understand how you feel. Would you excuse me then, Your Highness? You are very kind, but we both know that I'm not the one you're looking for. I'd like to go find a couple of things out before anything else. Maybe we will meet again in better circumstances one day. Yes, of course. And good luck. I hope you will succeed in finding yourself. Yay! Yay! Gloria wants to find herself. Good. I wonder if Sophia, has anything else to say. I know that I was on good terms with her when we ended last time. But, poor Prince. He's not gonna get anybody. I'm genuinely surprised and flattered, but you can't expect me to just get up and leave my family. It may not show at first glance, but when you listen to when you listen to our everyday banter, but this place and people are too important for me to leave just like that. It's not often I have to deliver such disappointing news to the prince. His endeavors were to find a good wife and a proper queen. What should I tell him? There's no way Carmosa's gonna let me just get away with that. I'm not interested in the prince. I would rather have Perrault, but surely Carmosa would, wig out. Please, understand, I meant no disrespect for the prince. I found him to be a fascinating and intelligent partner in conversation and dance. And I would be glad to repeat the experience, but I cannot marry a man I have just met, no matter his social standing. All I can be is his friend. If he wants to get to know me better, he's always a welcome guest in this house. We must all concur. The prince is welcome to visit as often as he likes. Hooray! And then all three of them have a chance to eventually woo him. Oh my, this is going to be hard. You are stupid, aren't you? It's not about the pleasantries and etiquette, not even about something as abstract as to you as true friendship. It's the house's social standing. I am sure his friendship will be of mutual benefit to both sides. I would be glad to speak to the prince again. Please convey him my best wishes, and a standing invitation to this house. And please remember you are always a welcome guest here, too. I do hope you will manage to pay us a visit, should the prince be held by important matters of the kingdom. I will deliver this message to the prince immediately. He will not be overjoyed, though what can you do? You have the right to refuse. But from what I gathered, you may expect to be honored with his visit soon. You made quite an impression on him. Have a good night, ladies. Thank you, Captain. Good night. Are you insane? To refuse the prince? I agree. She chose you over a life of comfort in the palace. She must have lost her marbles. Why? Why did you pass up such a chance? Reviving this household can't mean that much to you. Wouldn't you do the same? I have heard of your choices in the past. And you love us so much that you have just had to include us in your plans. Believe it or not, you are the only family I have left. Not a perfect one, that's for sure, but I understand sacrifice and tough choices are for those closest to me, even if they don't. I'm sure I have underestimated you. I think I have gotten so used to fighting this war alone. But today you have proven not only to be resourceful and cunning, you also understand what this game called life is about. Let me surprise you even more then. Do you remember our talk about this house's money problems? Yes, I do. I think I solved them. Tobias the merchant just offered to lend us a significant amount of money, which we were surely going to need if we were going to take in royal guests. His conditions? Nothing ever comes for free. Of course, he wants interest if we may manage to gain honors and wealth through it, and he wants to see me the lady of this house. Reasonable. And a clever going on your side, but not so fast, my dear. You still have a lot to learn. Take a close look, Gloria. Your spot of the favorite daughter has just become occupied. Shut it! Could we all just be a family? I do hope that this will open a new chapter in the household's life. It sure looks like you'll get your wish. Would you mind helping me with tomorrow's planning? More than glad to. Hooray! Alright, I wonder if this is the same thing. I'd love for Madame Giddy to like me more, but, I mean, where am I at? Really? Poor Giddy. Cinders finally manages to drastically change her life and retakes her residence from Lady Carmosa. She starts a new era for herself and her family. After the events of the Grand Ball, Carmosa recognizes Cinders as her best successor and steps down from being the head of the family. For years, Cinders can count on her support and advice. Lady Carmosa dies at an old age, happy to see her family finally prosper. Using fame she gained during the Grand Ball, Cinders turns her noble house into a meeting place for artists and scholars, an important spot on the cultural map of the kingdom. She uses her wealth and knowledge to support art and inventions, and will always be remembered as a great patron of cultural progress. As the time passes, Cinders manages to build mutual understanding with her stepsisters, and they become friends. Sophia and Gloria help her running in the household, and are always there to support her or give their advice. While the relationship between the two sisters remains complicated, they are able to burrow their hostility in pursuit of common goals for normal life. Cinders and Perrault became lovers, and he's a common visitor in her house. He resigns from the royal service, but his warrior blood sets him on a life of adventure. Years later, he gets heavily wounded in combat with a band of brigands terrorizing nearby town. He loses control over his right arm forever. Disability makes him feel useless and depressed, but Cinders' love and support helps him get through this grim period, and the couple eventually marries and lives a long and happy life together. Hooray! And that's exactly what I was going for. I really, really, really liked the story. The fact that there are so many choices and, like, branches of the same story is awesome. Sorry for it being so long. I just wanted to go ahead and get this over. Plus, after a week of no uploading and whatnot, this should really get in control over your inheritance. Hooray! I like how every time you get oh look, another thing. Discovering Hermosa's forgery. Every time you get a achievement, you add another thing to Cinders' bio, which is really cool. Anywho, sorry for the long video. I wanted to give something extra for not uploading as often as I should. I'm getting right back into it, but right now, I have work, so I'm going to start up a new game when I get back home from work, and hopefully I'll be uploading regularly again. So, until next time, peace out, y'all.